Here with Coach Creech. Coach, last Patriots playback we talked about how many points you wanted to see out of the weekend previous to this, the showcase weekend. You wanted 6, you got 6. Talk a little bit about the weekend in itself, how they accomplished what they did, and what you saw out of this team.
I think overall they really came down to the systems that we've been trying to implement on them. As a whole, I think that's what they did. They came out, they had a game plan, they stuck with it. Came out of the weekend with a potential 8 points, came out with 6. So very, very pleased with the boys, and very pleased.
Now, was there a particular line combination that you figured out during the showcase that you're going to show us this weekend, or are you still trying to figure out chemistry and things like that?
Still some chemistry we're looking for. I think our grinder lines this past weekend really showed up and sort of kept the puck in the offensive zone a lot longer than we expected them to do. Just grinded it out, and we're hoping to keep them together. I believe it was JC, Keo, and can't remember the third guy there, but hoping to keep those guys together most likely. Hopefully get that same play out of them this weekend.
Heading into today's game this afternoon against Hampton Roads, give us a little insight as to what the goaltending situation is like. Who we got for the weekend here? Any insight for us?
I know we got Moyer. He's going to be between the pipes. He played really good last weekend, and hopefully it'll snowball into this weekend.
Okay.
Obviously, us playing Hampton Roads, there's definitely history between us and that club. So both, not just the history in the past, but obviously having some of their previous players this season. So it's going to be an interesting game, interesting weekend.
A lot on line. Good luck to you.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Joined now with head coach Andy Newton. Coach, last weekend you had to have been quite pleased with the product that you guys put out there on the ice. Talk a little bit about what led to the success for 6 out of 8 points.
Well, we started off the weekend against the Tampa Juniors, and going into the weekend, looking at stats alone and looking at records alone, we went into that thinking that we were going to be playing one of the worst teams in the league. We didn't prepare ourselves, we didn't get ready to go, and Tampa definitely took it to us. We shook up the lines coming out of that game, going into the next game that night against Atlanta. We shook up our lines. We had a lot of talks with the boys and such, and we got back to the basics. Stuck to the system. We really spoke about the system a lot and what guys F1's supposed to do, F2's supposed to do, so on and so forth. And we played much better hockey from the second game through the fourth game. I want to say we allowed 2 goals against in those last 3 games.
Now, did injuries have anything to do with the shaking up of the lines? I mean, it sounds like you guys are kind of battling the injury bug a little bit this past weekend, but you guys still persevered.
Yes and no. We had one injury, one minor injury while we were down there, but we kept that line together.
Okay.
I noticed that Mikey Carr was on our second line with Turchenik and Melise, and he was playing really well. At the time, Turchenik and Melise weren't playing well, so I pulled Carr to go up with Medeiros and Gray, and that line started to click really well. And actually dropping Walsh down with Turch and Melise, that line started to work well as well. So I got production out of 2 lines with that one switch.
Talk a little bit about the success of Turchenik. Kind of a surprise guy. I hate to say it, night and day when he's on the ice for practice versus what he produces in the games.
He's a class clown type of guy. He gets out there to practice and he has a lot of fun when he's on the ice and stuff. He's a very mature player. He knows how to protect the puck well. He plays the game at his speed, whether it's a fast game or a slow game. He plays at the speed that he's comfortable with. And now that we're in our games, he's getting more comfortable with the North American style opposed to the European style. We're starting to see a lot of his attributes, 1 being puck protection and 2 being able to see the ice quite well.
You guys kind of gave a surprise punch there at the end with the shutout. Talk a little bit about Mr. Parsons in between the pipes there, getting that 3-0 shutout.
Going into the weekend, Parsons wanted the Palm Beach game, and during the Tampa game, I gave Parsons the majority of that game, and to say the least, he didn't fare very well. Moyer came in and did really well the first 2, or the second game and the third game. So I went back with Parsons and I had a little talk with him prior to that, and he had a points of proof, and he went out there and he did exactly what he was meant to do.
Big weekend here at the Prince William Ice Center. Former team of yours, the Hampton Roads Whalers, come to town. Talk a little bit about the build-up to this one and what kind of emotions you have.
This is going to be a very emotional game, not only for myself, but for both squads. I've coached kids on both teams, not only last year, but through their youth hockey years as well. I've got a couple of former Hampton Whalers on my team this year. It's going to be extremely emotional we're going to try to get a lot of the emotion out of the way, and we're going to go out there and just play the game that we've been playing. Every game we've seen better and better and better, and coming out of the last weekend against the Eels, our last game, hopefully we can improve off of that one as well.
Any lineup things that we should be looking forward to tonight? I mean, you talked about the mixing up the lines there with the showcase weekend, and obviously you have Maltz in the lineup here, and he's a player that's very familiar with this Hampton Roads team that you guys are up against. What are you trying to put together here for success? What is it that you're doing tonight that is going to translate in 2 points this evening?
We have to play our game. Number 11 on Hampton, TJ Sneath, a player that I've known for probably 10 years now. He's got 18 points in 8 games. We got to keep the puck off of his stick. If he has the puck on his stick, we got to take the body on him. Not saying their team is based around him. They got a lot of talent out there. But if we match up correctly, if we have our one going against their one, which is what we're going to do, we're going to go heads up against these guys. I think that we're going to be able to get the 2 points out at the end of the weekend.
Goaltending matchup here. What are you expecting to see on the other side with Hampton?
I believe Taylor Brost is going to be in the net tonight, and he's very much a stand-up type of guy. I like seeing shots around his feet in the 5-hole areas. He does not like high shots. With that being said, I don't want us shooting high. We don't get second opportunities out of it. But I think if we keep the puck low and force him to use his footwork to make some of these saves, we'll get some decent opportunities.
Special teams. Done much work on them this week. I know last weekend power play didn't fare as well as you would probably have liked, but did you make any adjustments this week?
We had Drew Curley out of the lineup, and he's a big part of that power play.
Okay.
We had Josh Maltz out of the lineup. He's a big part of that power play. Both those two kids are back.
Okay.
Nick Gray's also moving back from the second unit over to the first unit, and we're putting him on the half wall as well. So coming out of that weekend, we went into that weekend at, I want to say, a 17%. We came out of that weekend at a 30%. I was quite impressed to see that. We didn't have a lot of power play opportunities, but when we did, I want to say we had 2 or 3 power play goals.
Okay.
Same thing with our special teams. Jonas Glatt and Stephen Gerke are doing phenomenal right now on the penalty kill. Jumping up there, they're playing the system quite well, and then our second unit, we're going with some of our top dogs. Malty, you'll see Malty out there, you'll see Carr out there, you'll see Gray out there.
All right. Any special things that anything that you want to say to finish this out as far as what your guys need to do for success, and what are you expecting here? What final thoughts do you have is what I'm really breaking down to.
With me being a part of that program in the past, with players on my team playing for that program in the past, one guy's not going to win this game.
Okay.
I don't want to see one guy going out there thinking he has to win this game for us. We got 5 guys on the ice, move the puck around, play as a team. Like I said last time, play the system. The system's there for a reason. Play it, and we will be successful.
I was trying to be very careful there. I just didn't want to rattle too many emotions on either side here.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Well, good luck tonight, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.